What up, guys? We have another PvP competition from Plarium to content creators, so I'm gonna have to participate. I can't skip any PvP competitions. Here's what Plarium told us. Hi folks, it's time for a new challenge, and this October Death Knight is calling out to his friends and colleagues to aid him on the journey to become the most glorious arena champion. Your goal is to win as many battles as possible within the time limit. Winners shall be determined by the number of victories. And here we have a long list of rules, so let's go through quickly because you will see in a second the rules will become very relevant. 10-minute time limit, only skeleton crew members, gold 5 or platinum. Again, platinum is a little bit rough. You can't do platinum unless you get to use top tier champions. So, you know, not gonna happen on this one, I can tell you. If somebody does this challenge in platinum and he gets, you know, more than 3 wins, then call me surprised. I don't think anybody's gonna try in platinum. Last time, you know, I did it in platinum because why would I do it in gold? I'm an arena player. Plarium gave me a little bit spanking because they thought I was being too memey and unserious, even though, you know, I was trying to do the competition in my way. But this time I have to do it in gold 4 so that I get a little bit better win ratio than my 0% that I had last time. Anyway, no dupes. You cannot fight opponents with fewer than 4 champions or low level chickens in the team. You have to refresh your list of opponents at least once in camera, and it's here it says that you can do up to 3 times at the start if you want to, and since that's a rule, we're definitely gonna use it if the first list of enemies there's something that we don't like. You can't use test server for this challenge. Must use your own account. You know, my account is pretty easy to spot, so it's gonna be my own. You can start the video by discussing your strategy. Okay, that's not rules. You have to refresh once, up to 3 times. Once you lock in your opponent list, go through the battles while skipping ineligible teams. The time starts when you launch your first battle. 10 minutes of time counts everything, not just the battle time. Cannot skip valid opponents. You cannot leave the battle early. If you do, 1 victory will be deduced as your penalty from your total victory score. You are allowed to enter retry battles that you lost. If the time limit ends during the battle, you can finish it and the outcome will be counted in the total result. So that's the rules. As a very competitive guy, you know, obviously you have to play within the rules, but if the rules allow you to, you know, break the meta and do something that was probably not intended by the people who made the rules, you know, you have to abuse it. So you don't cheat, you play within the rules, but you abuse all of the nuances that are, you know, available. And I can already see a glaring fault in these rules. So basically you need to do as many wins as possible in 10 minutes with a list of champions that I'm gonna show you in a second. And the pool this time is quite small, smaller than last time. You get a loss if you leave a battle early, but you don't, like, you lose, you get deduced 1 win if you leave a battle too early. You don't get deduced a win if you just lose the battle. And when we look at the list of champions, this is not like there's a couple good champions and not too many of those. I can already tell you that the meta strategy for this, guaranteed, if somebody wants to try hard, this Arbiter is on the list. Then there's like a bunch of new girls and not relevant champions. The standouts here are Nakarada and Turvold, which are good champions. Have been both meta at times in PvP, and especially they work well together. Like, you know, in the times when single target damage was really useful, when, for instance, Rotos and Mortu were meta, Turvold and Nakarada is a powerful combination. Turvold can put out some of the highest single target damage in the game, and you don't really need like a defense down or anything like that. It worked during the meta where buff stripping was not very consistent strategy to win. But you can use Arbiter. There's no super remarkable champions in this list that would otherwise one-shot enemy and break the game. For sure, the best strategy, if you want to get fastest possible wins within these rules and champions, would be to pick Arbiter and 3 nukers with AoE. Basically like Supreme Elhain, Arbiter, and you can fill into basically whoever. Zargala, Supreme Elhain, and whoever. Could be the normal Elhain. I don't know why Dark Elhain is not on the list. Out of the 3 Elhains, Dark Elhain is my favorite one. Go check out a super old video from Stu Gaming where he pushes for plat with triple Dark Elhain. That's my favorite trade video of all time. But basically, since you don't get deduced any points from a loss, but you need to play the battles fully, or you get a loss, or you get deduced a win, losses are not counted, but if you leave a battle you will be deduced a win. You will pick Arbiter, 3 AoE nukers, and you will AoE down the battle super fast, win or lose. You want to build your champion super squeezy, super fast and full damage. You even want to make them like squeezy on purpose and reduce their health, so that if you don't instantly one-shot enemy, like if the enemy doesn't have any builds and you can just go through them, then you do a quick win. If they have multiple champions in Stone Skin, then you're gonna get a quick lose and you can move on to the next battle and spam as many wins as possible. That would guaranteed be the best possible strategy within the rules. I don't know if they will retroactively, like they might not be happy if somebody pulls that off, but that would definitely be the way to win this competition. Now let's assume that you're not trying to lose. Definitely the best strategy, or along the lines of best strategy, would be really fast Arbiter with really fast Necret and 2 nukers. Probably like you could fill in Turvold and either Supreme Elhain and Zargala, or you could have both of those. But I mean, Turvold and Necret is super good and safe combination, so I would probably go with that and Zargala, to be honest. But if you meet geared opponents, most of their champions or all of them are gonna be in the Stone Skin. So Zargala is probably not gonna be super useful if Necret is not protecting him, and Necret and Turvold, well geared, can solo many teams, so that would be the way to go. Now, out of these champions, I have the ones that I have marked on the list, and you know, I'm not fast, I'm not gonna be able to do fast setup, and I will not win this competition unless they decide that losses are gonna deduce points, which it didn't say in the rules. But I'm gonna play it like I'm trying to win every battle. Probably not gonna happen, and also I'm gonna have a little bit I'm still gonna meme around a little bit. I'm trying to be competitive here, but I'm making my own rules. I'm trying to not lose, because, you know, I'm not fast anyway, so I wouldn't be able to abuse the OP strategy. And I want to use Death Knight, and I built Death Knight as a nuker for funsies. The gear is a little bit scuffed because I needed to nerf his gear that he isn't too fast, otherwise he would be faster than my Zargala. And I had to actually take Faction Guardian speed away from Undead, and I had to not give him all of the best stuff so that he's the same speed as Zargala, and hopefully Zargala will go before him in every battle. I'm pretty sure if she's before him in turn order and they're same speed, then Zargala should go first. I'm pretty sure about that. And I can't build a fast Arbiter. The fastest build I could do would be like 370 something on her. Instead I went like a tanky Arbiter with Bolster and Immortal, so that she might survive. I also have my trusty good old Necret here in his typical intentionally slow and tanky build with stone skin and bolster. Now if you try hard this competition, like I said, I wouldn't build a slow Nakarada. I would build it as fast as you can, probably in like 9-piece protection, and build the exquisite team. Like I said, you could do it with 2 nukers and Nakarada, or just 3 AoE nukers. That probably would be even better. And just, you know, run down the enemies or get ran down if they have any stone skin and they have actual builds on their champions. But yeah, okay, so I have a timer on me. I'm not gonna put it on the screen, but I will, you know, I will see it on my other screen, and I will definitely not cheat. So let's do the first refresh. We have 3 possible tries, and if we don't like it, then we can do another retry. Now 2 battles here. I obviously can't do within the rules. The team with Fabian is probably gonna be a loss, and the team with UDK and Fabian probably as well, and it will be a slow battle. So let's do 1 refresh. I don't know if this doesn't seem a lot better, and there's quite many bad teams here. Okay, let's just do the final refresh, and then I have to go. My plan is to... Oh, okay, there's 1 tough team. Yeah, these are the type of... This would be a weak team in Platinum, by the way, but this is the type of stuff you would meet. I mean, UDK and... what's his name? I forgot her name. You would not see those 2 a lot, but, you know, Galatir and Carnage is the type of stuff you might see. Oh, there's one... Oh my god, there's 1 team with Helicat and Vogot. That's gonna be an endless battle. Well, fuck it. And it has a Tormin, so Arbiter is gonna freeze myself. I should have accepted the last list of battles. I don't think I can even clear this page, assuming that, like, you know, I lose and then I move on to the next battle and refresh. I don't think I have time to go through all of these, to be honest, but... Okay, let's go. I'll put the timer and let's see what happens. It's on? Yeah, it's on. I'm gonna do full auto. I think I will manual if I see like a stone skin and there's something to change. I'm sure everybody's familiar with the hotkeys. Oh wait, did I have the wrong AI setup? Nakarada didn't open with AoE nuke. If you press T, it's gonna put auto on or off, so you should try to use those. Okay, I think UDK might work well against Mortu. I think he's gonna take 1 hit and not die, and the other hit is gonna go on Sargola, I hope. Yeah, okay, so Mortu didn't kill anybody with the passive. That was actually kind of nice synergy out of this team. I was kind of picking this mostly to... Not mostly, but you know, I like UDK, it's one of my favorite champions. Even if you build him as a tank, because of his passive, he can sometimes hit really hard because he gets like 10% increase on all of his stats for each dead ally, so it can actually stack up. And even if you don't build any crit damage but high defense, he will sometimes do like 40k, and it can be kind of impactful. I'm sure you guys have noticed. Let me quickly change my settings. So I kind of wanted to go with him. Okay, not that one. I wanted to go with him as a nuker because of those memories, and because the rules were kind of limited, and I knew that I couldn't win by playing the optimal strategy that I laid out. I'm not a fast player. What can I say? I'm a slow bro. I'm not a rapid ass. It is what it is. My fastest champion is 370, and I'm sure there's a couple people on the competition where their fastest champion is about like 570 and not 370. Anyway, starting out pretty well, but now we got like basically a platinum. Okay, so this is what I was saying. If you meet actual teams, they're gonna have everybody or almost everybody in stone skin, and that's why the optimal strategy would just be to lose all of these battles on purpose. Okay, yeah, this is gonna be slow and just full auto, fuck it. It's gonna be faster than trying to auto it. You would want to lose to this team if you're trying to win this competition. You will just lose this one as quickly as possible and get the next one. And I'm not saying that, you know, like I said, I got a little bit spanking last time memeing around. I'm not saying that to, you know, how can I put this without getting in trouble? I'm not saying that to, you know, make fun of the competition. Platinum also has rules, and, you know, there's meta and stuff, and how you win is you play around the rules and the meta and what kind of teams enemy use in defense. That doesn't mean that you use the best possible team in vacuum. You use specific team that can counter the specific types of teams that are in the meta as fast as possible. It's not overall best team. So basically we're doing kind of like, I'm not doing it, but basically that would be the same thing as you would do in normal Platinum reset. Except in normal reset, of course, you wouldn't want to lose any battles, but within these rules you would definitely want to lose this one. We wasted 2 minutes on a battle where we had 0% chance to win, and I don't think, probably nobody, this specific team, probably nobody with any account within the rules would be able to win against that team, so it is what it is. This is also gonna be a slow one. Should we save it for okay, let's just do it. This is probably gonna be slow because of the Tormin freeze and the Helicat and Vokot, you know, stalling. It's probably, maybe, no, I don't think it's gonna kill us, you know. Okay, what? His Helicat was insanely slow. I wasn't expecting to win this one. Okay, it's a weak meme team. If he built those champions with proper gear, we definitely would have lost this one. And if it was really well built Gaius, it would just one-shot my entire team on the first turn. Granted, you know, I have a little bit Necret protection on Zarkala for the immunity. And I was running double bolster, so I'm not 100% sure without attack buff. It would definitely kill UDK. Maybe Arbiter and Necrot would survive. I'm not 100% sure if it was really well geared, if I would or not. Okay, I'm looking at the time. We still got 5 minutes left and it's going kind of well so far, actually. I only lost to that one team that, you know, nobody in this competition playing within the rules would be able to beat, so they can't spank me too hard this time, hopefully. Zarkala is definitely, you know, it's one of the old champions that was in the game since beginning, and on the olden days when you didn't, when the champion pool overall in the game was a lot less, Zarkala used to be insanely useful. She was relevant in both PvP, even like after early game, even kind of like in the end game at the start she was good, but really good in PvE content, when you didn't really have the gear to do everything properly. Her being able to be like a nuker that does decrease defense was a novel idea at the beginning of the game. I don't recall if there was any other one, probably something, but not out of top of my head. Nothing that was popular to do it, you know. Madame Ceres was the original one. Well, I mean, she wasn't at the start of the game either, to be honest, now that I think about it. Okay, that was kind of close. Almost thought I was gonna win. But I used to use Zarkala a lot in dungeons for a quite long time in the game. Maybe like first 2 years, to be honest. Back in those days, there were no chickens and there was a lot of energy. I mean, there wasn't a lot of energy, way less than these days. Farming scrolls was like way more expensive. I think they like tripled the they reduced the cost of like farming scrolls to like 1/3 of what it originally was, something like that. I forget the details a little bit. They reduced the energy cost, I think, and they tripled the amount of scrolls you get or something. In early days, it would take you like 1.5 months as a free-to-play to farm like max level masteries on one champion. It wasn't anything that you would want to do willy-nilly. That's why I was trying to do all factions in Faction Wars with as little champions as possible. I did multiple factions, 21 with 0 6-star champions, and Sargala was definitely my MVP. I don't know if I have the picture somewhere, but I'm pretty sure in Orcs I only had Sargala as 6-star, and she carried me, and I was using her in dungeons too. I don't recall which specific one, but probably all of them for the decreased defense, so she definitely was one of the better epics that was useful over time. But yeah, I'm not manualing, to be honest, because it's not gonna be one tap just within the rules and the champions, and I think it's just gonna be faster to let the fights play an auto. I have like 1 minute 15 of time left here, just quickly showing you guys. you can see it from the time of the video anyway. I'm not gonna cheat, so. Okay, come on, let us have the win. If I could get one really fast battle after this, maybe I could do 2 fights, but I think the next one is probably gonna be the last battle. Okay, let's not pick those ones, they're gonna be too slow, fuck. There's nothing that I can beat fast here. Maybe this one, if Armand's doesn't work well. Sargala could one-shot them, okay, not good enough. Okay, 25 seconds, if I'm fast now, come on UDK, one-shot them. Oh my god, 20 seconds, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. Okay, I can do, come on. Can I do one more? Okay, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, okay, 3. Okay, I made it in time, let me show you quickly. 1, 0, okay. You saw it going from 1 to 0, so I didn't cheat, I got this one in time. Let's go. And that was a fast one. Okay, so that's the competition. As you can see, I'm in gold. You know, I couldn't get a single victory in platinum. Obviously, I didn't go down in points on purpose to try to do better in competition. That would definitely have been the meta, that you push to as low as possible in gold, and then you do the speedrun strategy that I was talking about, but I was just doing it, you know, the normal way. So I got 3, 5, 6, 7 wins. 7 wins in 10 minutes is not bad, considering, you know, I wasn't trying to lose on purpose. Which maybe I did the last time, maybe I didn't. I mean, I didn't, but, you know, I couldn't win any teams in platinum, that was obvious. Anyway, that's the competition. I tried to make it fun, you know. I still have PTSD from the last spanking, so I needed to be a good boy this time, but I couldn't meme around too much. Anyway, that's it. Tune in for the live arena push for the end of the season, and see ya.